What is going on, everybody? How you doing today? I rarely ever really post up on YouTube. What is basically being talked about right now? Let's brighten this view up a little bit and connect the charger back to the laptop before this dang one thing go dead. Um, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. I'm actually about to start posting more up on YouTube than to be posting on. I stopped posting on Facebook because my account somehow got hacked. What I want to express today is, like I said, brighten this up some, and even out the microphone, so it'll read better. Um, but like I said, I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes down to mini bikes, people, all right, there are certain ways and certain concepts that you can do, or certain want it to look, or whatever may be the case. Me personally, I have an X15, which is the newest addition to the pack. Um, I also have a Baja Warrior, which is the oldest of the pack. My El Chapo, which is the middle child. And then I have a Cat Eye that I'm trying to get to working on. The only parts that's needed for that Cat Eye is the back bearings for the back wheel and the sprocket and the rotor, of course. You got to have brakes on your bike, but I'm not really too pressed about getting the rotor right now. I'm just going to end up, I have to order the sprocket. And that's the only way the bike could be ran. I have a clutch. All right. There's a jack shaft. I have chain. All right. I just don't have the necessary sprocket that's needed to be able to run the bike. Officially being able to start it, and I found the throttle linkage too. I never mentioned that. Okay, but I had an issue with thinking that I might have used my last one um on one of my builds previously, but I actually didn't. Stand to when I was taking all the stuff out of the shop, I just so happens to stumble right across that throttle linkage that I needed for the carburetor. I do have another cylinder head coming tomorrow for that engine as well. I found the spark plug boot, which I might not use that one on there. It's the factory spark plug boot. Mm. I'm sorry, people. That's what I call my spark plug boot. All right. Whether you watch my live video or not, it's cool too. I don't know how to generate to get myself out there a little bit more. I'm assuming that I have to just, you know, put more videos up and have a little bit more interaction. So, which the first ever footage that you're going to be seeing, all right, I do have my GoPro right here. Uh, it's an old first ever edition GoPro. I'm just really just starting to use it. I hadn't got the hang of like how to do proper footage yet and how to even edit, let alone doing proper footage. But we're gonna get into that. It's a GoPro Hero Silver 3. I bought this thing for about I think 50 bucks a while back. Not brand new, of course. I bought it used. I just wanted a GoPro because I wanted to be able to record every single thing. But when it comes down to me being able to use this, I'm gonna eventually buy my own new GoPro and stop trying to be frugal all the time, you know. But that's what's gonna be done. Mm. Another main reason why it was kind of hard on doing that build, right? Like I was so caught up with trying to get the excuse the glare. My the lighting is actually kind of bad in my bedroom. But I will straighten that out eventually. No, while I mean, I'm going to rush through that build. I just want to get it done as soon as possible. Uh, the cat eye, like I said, that as far as the bearings go, if I don't order new bearings for that wheel, all I would have to just order is a sprocket. I have another back wheel that I could use. It's another 6 inch, but it looks like it's actually meant for a rascal. But what I would have to do is I would have to make some spaces. Not a problem. Did it before on the DB30. Making spaces are not hard. All right, as long as you know how. I don't really technically know how to properly read a measuring tape, but I just go based off of eyeballing. See what the length is, mark it on the mark it on the piece of metal that I'm metal tubing that I'm going to use, and cut it. That's the simplest way I know how to do it, and that's the only way I know how to do it. So I'll probably, if I don't use that, which I prefer to use that back wheel, and I'm actually not in a rush to build that bike anyway. So I'm going to end up using that back wheel. I'm going to just order the bearings off Amazon along with the sprocket. Once I get those in the mail, I already got, like I said, the cylinder head. I just ran out of money before I even got the chance because, I had to pay all my bills. Of course, that's always the first thing, even before mini bikes. I'm sorry. Bills are always important. If you had not paid your bills, please pay them, all right? On time, if not early, all right? And I always prefer to do it early instead of on time because on time always gives you that crunch, But anyway, as far as what I'm going to be doing with I did El Chapo, got him back to running. That chain is back on him. I don't think I'm going to keep that chain on there. All right. I'm thinking he might do better with a torque converter because it's the thing, people. When the tire, I was riding it when I initially pulled it out and initially started working on the back tire, getting that all straightened out and aligned. As I was riding it, the back wheel just literally shook. I mean, badly. All right. It was not like, it was just pretty much like, how you see what's those things called? Fire truck, right? Let's use that fire truck as an example. And the back end always has its own steering system. Well, that's what the whole entire back end of that bike felt like. Uh-uh. It was about to literally fall out. And the only reason why that happened is because I did not tighten up the bolts. All right, that's what happens when you don't tighten up your bolts. Make sure you always over check. You can never, like, literally go too much over checking every single bolt it is on your bike, even when it comes down to the forks. I don't care if they even look like they're tight. Check them. All right, just take a once over every time if anything, and it may seem a little tedious. Every time you get on your bike, as a safety reason, even if you're putting on a bodysuit along with a helmet, all right, you may be all completely head to toe covered in safety. All right, that's cool, but do a once over on your bike. Make sure everything is tight, every single bolt. Once you got that down packed, and you start getting yourself into the habit of it every single time around, then you'll be able to be okay. Well, you know what? I know that I don't have to worry about anything loosening because I already overchecked everything, gave it a once over and then made sure everything was tightened. It might be something just so happens the last time you rode it that when you didn't check this time, you would possibly end up missing. You could have actually caught it if you would have just once over your bike. Now, granted, every time it's not going to be remembered. Oh, do a once over on your bike. I mean, if you're the only one riding it, and I mean literally the only one that only behind that has set on that bike. So what? It still doesn't make too bit of difference. Give it a once over. But I just wanted to do a short segment. All right. I'm like I said, trying to post more up on YouTube than I am on Facebook anymore. I know people really don't use. They use probably TikTok more than they use YouTube. But I'm old school. We pretty much got to stick with what it is that you know. All right. I have been wanting to get ready to do that bike, and now that I have that seat, I'm gonna just use that. All right. The little pocket bike. I'm actually glad it fits perfectly. Actually, I'm gonna use that, and I'm just use a regular factory style gas tank to put on top of it. Or like I said, I might end up trying to use that gas tank that I still see that I have on the other X1. When I take the whole front end, I'm taking off the brakes too. All right, that's I'm not even disassembling it. to the point where the brakes are going to the wheel is going to be even disassembled from the triple trees. But that's pretty much it. We're going to do another segment.